Hello and welcome to the actual first installment of Terraria. Essentially, when I first played it to record, when I did the first recording, I couldn't do audio because it was raining like a monsoon around, and I couldn't get the microphone to ignore it. So it just sounded like I was talking over some horrendous post-apocalyptic radio with static everywhere. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do voiceover for this episode now. I'm going to try and just act out as if I was doing it the first time. I still remember it pretty vividly. It was a lot of fun, and so yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it. But yeah, don't get freaked out if I suddenly like switch back to normal talking or start talking about stuff I do in later episodes. This is me now. This isn't me then, but hopefully it's still me, and hopefully it's still okay. So here I go. So, making the character, I had never made a Terraria character with a beard before. I have a beard myself, as you might be able to see from my channel display picture, and I just couldn't resist. Yeah, so softcore, mediumcore, and hardcore. I'm not going to do anything except softcore when I'm just doing fun videos, showing stuff off. The ever-dreaded name choice. Luckily I did this. I had one I made earlier, so that's just typing it in. Jumping into the world for the first time. It's me creating the world I now know so well. Or the small bubble I now know so well. Okay. This totally isn't going to work, me trying to recreate exactly what I was thinking at the time. So I'm just going to go for voiceover and just see what happens. Thinking of the world name. I'm a total fool for naming. I will spend ages, days, just thinking about names for stuff. Desperately trying not to copy something I saw before. Even though knowing I'll end up with just some horrible Frankenstein creation of bits and pieces of names I've seen before. Bits and pieces of inspiration from books, films, whatever. Hopefully some little spark of my own mind there. God, I'm dreading to think how much you're going to have to watch me bumbling around with naming. It's a difficult process. This is the world we're talking about here. No light thing. Or I could just do that. So first stepping into the world. All I was thinking at this time was that I'd like to make a little house, you know, get some stuff. There's always something incredibly exciting about stepping into a brand new world, especially in a randomly generated one like this. I mean, with any game when you step into a new world it's fun, but when it's randomly generated, I feel like there's some extra spice there, just wondering what you're going to find. I've probably stepped into 5, 6, 7 different worlds in Terraria now. And each one's had something to it, even in the first 5 minutes. It's an incredible game for that. I love this stuff as well. Imagining all these little designer people building this world, planting the mushrooms. This is where I couldn't figure out why I wasn't in the world for a while. Before I finally hopefully managed. How the hell am I taking like 30 seconds just to click on a name? I'm just going to pretend I was attacked by like a tiger or a vampire or something at this point and had to fight it off. Come on. Come on, past Tortle. You can do it. I believe. Okay, seriously, this is ridiculous. I might just have to edit this out. But then that would be challenging the integrity of the video. This was my first recording. It must stay pure and unsullied by editing process. Okay, if it gets to 5 minutes, and saved by the click. Come on, so much to see and do. So yeah, this was before I had in mind doing 10-minute videos, so I really just went for it, and I seem to remember just finished when it felt natural to do so. So yeah, welcome to Dust and my adventure within. First thing to do whenever you go anywhere is clearly to chop down trees. I found blueberries! Those are the blueberries I keep mentioning going on and on, right at the start. That was a fun find. In many different worlds before, I've spent ages trying to hunt down blueberries, seeing other players with these wonderfully blue-dyed armour and sort of sitting in the shadows, jealously rubbing my hands and dreaming of the day that I'll be able to have my own blueberries. Sunflowers are great too. I love it. I love the moment when you first step in and it's almost like being in a toy shop or something. You just want to run around and grab everything. Making sure to replant acorns whenever I chop a tree down. The penguin warning me not to about the impending peril of the ice slime. Chased from his homeland. So at this point I was just exploring. I was running around trying to find a suitable place for a home. I think I just spotted the pot down beneath. So I'm chopping down any broken trees and replanting acorns because I guess I have some kind of fondness for the trees themselves. Heading to the snow biome, thinking about making an ice fortress. A thought never too far from my mind. Oh god, yeah, I remember this. So that purple area, that doesn't look healthy at all, is the corruption. In every Terraria world, it'll either have areas of corruption or the crimson. Crimson, as you might have guessed, is red in colour. This is the corruption, where it has some really nasty enemy mobs spawning all the time. And you can only mine the blocks there with higher level gear. Oh yeah, I first found my legendary copper short sword. So I felt a bit like a hero. You know, when you first start the game, you get given an item, and they're just like, "This was handed down from your father many generations ago. You must save the village." Oh god, yeah. So I'm being chased by an Eater of Souls. I really don't want my soul to be eaten. I keep it in my beard. I don't want my beard to be eaten. I don't think my legendary copper short sword of destiny will really do much against it though. It's already kicking my ass down to half health. Oh god. God, I remember it so bad. Just fleeing. So I'm getting my dirt blocks out because I just want to make... just want to lock myself into a dirt hole and cry. Dig. Dig for safety. Sanctuary. So I'm back right where I started now. Daniel the guide is still outside, but I've decided to leave him to his fate. I'm sure his soul doesn't taste very good anyway. He doesn't seem like the most interesting or emotionally complex person ever. Terrarian ever. So you can see the Eater of Souls still hammering away outside. I decided to make myself a little nook underground, even without any dirt walls, so I'm completely exposed, but just about safe from the various slimes and Eaters of Souls up above. I guess there's some natural... Oh god, it's back. It just won't go away. There's just some natural impulse for order, so make something flat to make myself feel better. Saving Daniel. Oh. Well, he made his choice. I tried. If he wants to get himself eaten. Maybe he doesn't have a soul. Maybe that's why the creature has no interest in him at all. Daniel the Soulless. Crafting manual. So yeah, by this point I was just thinking, oh god, the overworld is now lost to me forever. Eater of Souls is out there waiting for me. Time to go see if the underground has anything better. Although to be honest, I was still reeling from the fact that I had a legendary copper short sword on my first try. That was much too, I don't know, it instilled me with some feeling that this wasn't a cool world. And oh my god, Pinky! So I'd never seen this mob before. I still haven't seen it since. My first instinct was to kill it, which isn't good, but it also seems to be able to travel through walls, which is impressive. But yeah, I'd never seen that mob before. I was completely entranced. Even when it started beating on me. I had my legendary short sword, I had the belligerent companion. All the ingredients for a fun adventure film. Pinky the Slime. It just sounds right. And I'd never seen it before. Step into this world, legendary short sword, blue rays, and Pinky the Slime. I was riding a high. Exploring my first cave system. It's almost like it's leading me on, showing me the way, leading me down into the depths of the world. Ah yeah, of course, my Pinky enclosure. Give him some light. Just be cruel otherwise, or her. I have no clue. How does one gender a slime? My pet Pinky. That's so good. I have my legendary copper short sword. I have my now tamed pet Pinky the Slime. Things could only go wrong, I guess I should be saying that. Although it felt like I'd already had enough wrong going on from the Eater of Souls and stumbling onto the corruption straight away. I'll definitely revisit that area though once I'm a bit stronger. It's there was a hole down, and usually what that signifies is that it goes right down into the deeper levels of the corruption where you get more interesting mobs and items. Obviously a lot more dangerous, but there are these dark spheres, I can't remember what their actual name is, dark orb or something, that if you can break them open they drop really high level items, or at least high level in terms of where I am currently in the game. Yeah, stumbling into the ice caverns for the first time. I do have a real fondness for snow and ice biomes. I think partially it's the blue and the whites, but I also just like the idea of the cold. Lack of spiders, I guess. Still see Pinky jumping away. Watching me head down into the depths. Maybe it's trying to warn me. Yeah, as you can see, there are certain background walls you can attach torches to without having to worry about putting them straight onto blocks. It's really very useful. It seems to just be these basic, close to the surface background walls. But I'd have to check that. When in doubt, dig down. So much fun. So much fun just digging down in this tiny little corner that, you know, is right next to the spawn point. I've managed to hide from the Eater of Souls in. But so much fun just, oh yeah, Pinky disappeared. It phased back out of existence. I've decided that it is in fact the time-travelling slime, the Doctor Who of the slime world. Pinky the slime, Pinky the time-travelling slime. Her work here was done, so she's gone off to help the next hapless Terrarian. Daniel has survived, staring at the wall in his gormless manner. So now what I'm trying to do is start off my house, and as for anything in the game, you need a workbench. Considering what I might need. First off, I wanted to close in the walls, because when you have open walls, enemies can spawn. Again, I'm not entirely sure on the rules of enemy spawning in terms of light, in terms of background walls, in terms of all that stuff, but yeah, I guess some part of my mind just wanted to feel safe and sealed in. Although I'm making trouble for myself here, thinking about all the hammering I have to do later on to get rid of it. But yeah. There's some feeling of safety when you've got full walls around you, and there isn't an Eater of Souls knocking at the door. Or the dirt. Knocking at the dirt. So yeah. This was how I finished my first episode.